Aloha again, I'm Davey D along with Lina girl over here.
Hi family. And joining us now is District 1 Councilmember. This is Andria Tupola. Sister, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And you know, you posted to social media on Sunday that you were saddened to hear what happened over the weekend. Two families that have known each other for so long, and two families that you know and love. So I just wanted to start by asking first, before we go any further, how are you doing?
Well, you know, every incident like this in my community is heavy. I think for these families, talking to both sides, it was just so traumatic, and I can't imagine trying to recover, trying to do police interviews, trying to take news interviews, trying to fix your house, be at the hospital. So I know both families are going through so much. I just want to say my deepest condolences and prayers to both of them as they continue to move through this time of mourning.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, over the weekend, on Sunday morning, we woke up, the alerts were coming through, and, you know, on the phone, and the news, very disturbing and tragic news that 4 people died in your district. And I know there has been an uptick in gun violence in Waianae over on the west side, and there's been calls for increased presence, and there actually has been. But is that an ongoing thing, or is it did that kind of over a couple weekends and then kind of fade away?
So a few weeks ago, we did have a shooting with 2 teenagers in the Uluvehi area. And for that weekend, we increased presence in specific locations, the Boat Harbor and the Uluvehi project owned by HHFDC. The reason why is because it became a hot spot, that there was more happening there. So we were trying to address the location. And throughout that weekend and then the following weeks, there was police presence increased, but not just in those areas, but also along the corridor. The traffic division came out.
You know, I was just kind of looking at the map today. We have that map here. So this is HPD District 8, which covers from Kapolei all the way to Kaena Point.
It's a huge area.
Huge
I'm
area.
Sorry. That's huge.
Is that too large of an area for our police force, one district, to be covering that entire strip of, not even a strip, it's a huge mass of land over on the west side? Is that too large of an area? Should it be cut down into smaller districts?
You know, so I represent District 1, which is the largest one on the island, about 140,000 constituents. Every week I have new housing popping up, so population growing, new mall, we have new projects, new schools. So in 2022, I put forward a resolution to create a new District 9, and that would be for Waianae, and that District 8 would be for Ewa and Kapolei. You know, the officers in our district, they do so much more with so few officers and with so much less resources. You know, I personally think that that is overdue, and it can't just be for a weekend or for a week. We literally need more officers in every shift, but also for every unit. I think maybe even bringing back the parks detail, which was done away with, since some of this, you know, incidents, some of them are happening in our beach parks.
So having had a weekend, or actually like the last month and a half of the uptick in gun violence, how likely is that for your suggestion to actually be heard and implemented?
You know, we're short 420 officers. I don't know if that's the current number, but we're up over 400. You know, I know that they did some incentives for hiring. There's a lot of other things that need to happen so that we can kind of retain as well. But I also think that in general, like, it needs a plan. Yeah. So say, for example, we did relocate some officers, what would that plan look like so that we could actually have enough support to get done what we need to? So, you know, working with HPD, want to thank the chief, the mayor, because they both have been very communicative with me, texting me, giving me updates. I as well am trying to help as much as I can. If they need intel, if they need, you know, information, I freely give to them, or I ask them if they need more. So I'm hoping, because nothing's going to happen with us just wishing for it. We have to
talking about it.
Yeah, we just need to make a plan and get it done. Yeah. You know, that's what people in Waianae want to see.
100%.
Absolutely. You know, thank you so much, Andria, for being here. I think that's most important, is that your presence here, and you not just showing up, but showing up quickly. You know, this is not something that we waited days and days and days to talk about. This just happened, and you're here. We appreciate that. What would you like to say to your constituents who are watching right now as they cope with this tragedy in your area?
You know, first off, I wrote in my statement that if you weren't involved, don't get involved. I think the second thing is, if you don't know all the parts of the incident, don't make hurtful and untrue statements. That's not what we need right now. I think in our community, what we need right now is healing. I think that through all of this, with our town hall and all of what I created, we're trying to make an action plan. So if you have concerns, send it to the right agency. But if you want to do solutions, call my office. Let's get on board. Let's do this for our community. We're not giving up. You know, rain brings rainbows, hurt brings prayers. We're not turning our backs, and we're not going to stop doing what we know is right. So I just want my community to know that I'm not giving up, that I'm going to try my best to do what I can, and that I'm inviting you to be a part of this change, and that we keep pressing.
We are so, again, as Lina Girl mentioned earlier, thankful that you're here with us, but we're also thankful that you are a Manawahine representing that District 1, which includes Waianae. So, Councilmember Andria Tupola, thank you so much for joining us, and you are invited to come back anytime to bring us
Anytime.
updates.
Thank
That's
you.
your spot right there on that couch.
Yeah, we'll keep that for you right now. All right, let's send things over to our Island News Desk right now. Standing by is our very own Leo Iko Holokula. Hi, Leo, what you working on for us today?
So much news in today.